if I would have enough to really purchase a place like that, even if it was like really cheap. I just don't have like a gigantoid fortune of precious metals. I wish I had, but I don't. So anyway, and I certainly wouldn't want to take out a loan. If I can stay as debt-free as possible, man, that's the way to be. Okay, increasing unemployment. That's another thing that we could almost certainly see, and it's happening. Hello, so that's not really a prediction, that's a fact. But if I lost my job, now I have an awesome job, it's in public transportation, and I chose that job because I was expecting high fuel prices, and in a situation where we were having high fuel prices, my plan was that they would not be laying off bus mechanics, and so far it's been right. But even though my job seems pretty secure, I am saving, paying down debt, and trying to get as independent as possible. I mean, if I could just get debt-free, I have $21,000 left to go. If I could just get that paid off, then I would be in pretty darn good shape to handle a real serious depression. Now, even if I lost my job, I could quite possibly sell my home here and move to my relative's house and live ultra cheap there, and wait for the depression to end or not, and adapt to it, and live there. So moving in, of course, people consolidating and moving in with more relatives and families and whatnot all together in one house is going to be, we're going to have like probably multi-generational housing, although it's already occurring. It's going to start happening again. And if that's the case, living, with family, out of the city might just be the way to go. In fact, there's a place next door that's for sale. I could quite possibly purchase that place, and that would be like extra gardening space. It's a vacant little quarter acre or something. But anyway, all of those things, I would probably move out of town and sell my place if I lost my job, because even diesel mechanics are getting laid off here in my area. So it's a shock, because generally I used to brag. I used to say we could have another Great Depression and I would still have a job. And there are diesel shops that are still hiring people, yes, but there are mechanics that are getting laid off. So it's possible for a diesel mechanic to lose his job. So if it happens, maybe I would work on farm machinery out in my relative's house, and have some minor small income going doing farm tractor repair. I've always wanted to do that for a living. Well, anyway, who knows? It might be a bonus. So, falling wages. As I already said, I've already partially adapted to falling wages by really decreasing my expenses. Like, for example, the other day, yesterday, I wanted to go to Taco Bell because I do love their bean burritos. And then I went, wait a second, I've got wheat, I've got beans. So I made some burritos, and they were really good. I cook beans and keep them in the freezer, so that I can just grab them and throw them into something. And beans, when you cook them, are practically free. And if your system's used to metabolizing beans, you're not going to get any gas. I got no gas, and I had 2 big ass bean burritos. A lot of that. Maybe some people are more susceptible. Maybe I'm just lucky, but no gas. So, anyway, falling wages, I've just covered that. A currency exchange. Now, this could actually occur, and it has happened before in the past. Like in the Weimar Republic, Germany, I heard about some lady. Well, basically, when a new when a new currency is introduced, right, they had their hyperinflating currency, then they just reissued a new currency, and if in our case you'd probably take $100 and trade it in for one new dollar. It'd probably be pink or some shit. But anyway, when that happens, making all the change, all the quarters and nickels and dimes and stuff, would be an expensive proposition for a government, right? So in the Weimar Republic, and possibly if this happens to us, it could happen. They would just throw the quarters and dimes and stuff, and just say that it's with the new currency. So if you had 4 quarters, suddenly you would have $100 worth of the new currency. You know, like 100 real dollars or older hyperinflating dollars. 4 quarters would suddenly be worth that, right? Now, in Weimar Republics, I heard about some lady who had a big tub of freaking coins, and she was suddenly well-to-do when they introduced the new currency. Now, I would be kind of lucky in that if that happened, because I rarely spend coins. I just go through my day, you know, and purchase whatever, and then throw the coins, empty my pockets, and throw them up in a jar. And I have a couple of jars of coins, which is nothing right now, but if such an event occurred, that money could be worth some significant amount of money. So, to adapt to that, I would, of course, you know, have those coins. Okay, now, let's see. If we had a currency exchange like that, now, I would imagine that the bankers would pull some kind of shenanigan, as they always do, and and we could have a situation where if you owed $20,000 on your home, you wouldn't be able to trade it in and call it 200 of the new currency. They'd probably hose you up a little bit, like some kind of transaction fee, and maybe charge you 400 or something. They got to screw you somehow. Now, one of the things that I am doing to prepare for a currency exchange and the possible problems that would occur is to just get rid of all my debt. Now, I did purchase that EMP-proof pickup truck on a MasterCard. Now, I was kind of concerned about an EMP at that time because I had just read that book, everybody, 1 second after, I think it was, and I was thinking, holy shit, his daughter's dying of diabetes, and I kind of panicked and purchased that truck. Now, it's a darn good truck, and I'm happy to have it, but it took me like 5 months to pay that bastard off, and during that time, I could have knocked my mortgage down a lot. But now it is finally paid, and now this month I just started my debt pay down thing again, and knocked $1,000 off the principal on my mortgage down to 21, and I'm hoping to do 1,000 or a little bit more every month until I'm done. I'd like to get done with it in a year, and then I would avoid all of that problem with the new currency and how they would hose you over on your mortgage, right? Now, no matter what, in any situation, except maybe a total EMP nuclear Mad Max event, you're almost always better off if you don't have a mortgage on the property you own. So that's what I'm aiming for. Now, people are often telling me, dude, hyperinflation is going to wipe out that debt. I doubt seriously that the banker cartel is going to allow us to get off scot-free and just write off all of that mortgage value by and allowing. I mean, hyperinflation is there to benefit the bankers, not us, and they own